Your officials for today's game are Troy Huber, Corey Ployum, and Ryan Schneider. The Mystics would like to thank Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine for providing sports medicine coverage for tonight's match. With us tonight is athletic trainer Andrew Lullum. Thank you, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Now it's time for the starting lineups. First, for the visitors on the scoreboard, the Valley City State University Vikings. Starting at a forward, 6-foot-tall junior from Bruton, Minnesota, number 5, Tiana Schwinghammer. At a guard, 5'3" junior from West Hope, North Dakota, number 10, Ellie Bratton. At a forward, 6-foot-tall sophomore from Howard, South Dakota, number 14, Abby Asleason. At a guard, 5'7" senior from Linton, North Dakota, number 15, JC Richter. And at a forward, 5'11" senior from Watford City, North Dakota, number 22, Madison Spacier. Head coach for the Vikings is Vanessa Johnson and is assisted by Ashlyn Diemert. Now make some noise for your Bismarck State College Mystics! Your starters for the Mystics are at guard, 5'4" junior from Mandan, North Dakota, number 1, Piper Harris. At a forward, 5'11" junior from St. John, North Dakota, number 3, Natalie Dakota. At a guard, 5'10" sophomore from Bismarck, North Dakota, number 15, Aaliyah McPherson. At a forward, 5'10" freshman from Willow City, North Dakota, number 20, Ashley Martindam. And at a guard, 5'7" senior from Mandan, North Dakota, number 23, Kennedy Stormer. The Bismarck State College head coach is Jason Harris, assisted by Courtney Olson.
Vikings in the final basketball doubleheader in the Armory. The Mystics and the Vikings fighting for the last spot in the Frontier Conference Tournament. As we are underway, I'm Isaiah Johnson on color, and I'll send it over to Kyler Olson, our play-by-play man.
Got another, what a game to close out the Armory here in Bismarck. As the Mystics sitting at 7-12 in conference, right ahead of these Vikings who are sitting at 6-13. So incredible game for these Mystics. Offensive explosion last night. 6 players in double figures along with Aaliyah McPherson with 9. All of that production led by none other than Harper Harris with 20.6 rebounds as we get rolling here in the Armory.
Yeah, the Mystics had a lot of production last night. 6 players in double digits. Kennedy Stormer, usually averaging 20-plus points a game, only had 15 because she was getting so many assists. A lot of other Mystics had the opportunity to shoot the ball. Harper Harris, Kaylee Dowenhauer got very hot and lifted the Mystics to a decisive victory over Mayville.
I'm going to make a bold prediction, Isaiah. To close out the Armory, based on my math, Kennedy Stormer's 37 points away. She goes for 40 tonight. It's happening. Kennedy goes for 40.
Bold prediction, but I'm not going to contradict you. That's definitely possible.
I mean, if she can hit the 3-ball the way she's capable of, get more than average to fall tonight, that number can disintegrate pretty quickly. So here we go defensively for the Mystics. Absolutely attacking. There's one name that I gotta make sure I get right tonight before I butcher it the rest of the night. Abby Asleason. I hope I'm saying that correct. The way they put it in parentheses on here makes it a little more complicated, I think, than it really is. As a forced shot up by Liz Lucken as the shot clock expired, and the Mystics come up with a defensive stand to start this one. Vikings coming out in a full court press right away, then laying off a little bit. Nothing the Mystics haven't seen before from the top teams in the conference. And the Vikings defense way different than what they saw from Mayville State last night, who were giving them plenty of space at the three-point line. And this Mystics team will pull the trigger on any three as Dakota lets one fly, and Natalie Dakota from three to get this offense rolling.
That's a big start for the Mystics, playing very disciplined ball, getting a wide open look. Really nice job of breaking that press. Valley City State really runs off the turnover.
About pass to a player, but thrown away. It's kind of hard from my viewpoint to see what actually happened there. We got quite the crowd here. They come all the way to the bottom corner here, and the downfall is I can't see part of the court.
Yeah, we have a lot of fans who showed up for this final game in the Armory for this women's basketball team. So I'm sure we'll get a lot of energy from the crowd as we go on tonight.
Mystics also coming out in full court press. Once again, good to see a strong crowd here tonight to close out the home schedule as well as close out the Armory before they move over to the Bavindick. Great to see the local crowd come out. I've seen plenty of Valley City apparel enter the gym as well. It's good to see some in-state rivalry fans coming out tonight. There's another three-pointer let loose by Madison Spacer off the mark. And Kennedy wasting no time, getting to the bucket, which she's good at. It's just a matter of finishing. That sometimes is the struggle.
Yeah, we saw a few plays like that last time where she did a good job of penetrating the bucket, but couldn't get those layups to finish.
Abby Asleason gets to the bucket, a name you'll probably hear plenty of tonight. Ellie Broughton is their leading scorer with 12.8, along with JC Richter with right around the same mark. Abby Asleason also in there in the points column as they're posting up early here. Another three-pointer off the mark, that time from Broughton. Throw it back out, and Natalie Dakota doing everything she can, made life challenging. But Asleason finds another bucket for herself, and she's having a good time to start this one.
Absolutely. Doing a good job of being smart, taking high percentage shots, and otherwise the threes have not been going down early for the Vikings.
Mystics also struggling a little shooting here early. 2 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. That was kind of the start last night as Harper Harris is having the time of her life and took a few quarters for her teammates to jump in. As Richter gets to the basket again for the Vikings. And some aggressive full court press will land JC Richter a foul. JC Richter, a 5'7" senior from Linton, North Dakota. So obviously having these in-state rivals come into town, you're gonna see a lot of local North Dakota names.
Richter, a solid rebounder, already has 3 on the game.
Ashley Martindam from one of her favorite spots, just a little bit off the mark. Natalie Dakota had a nice box out, but the ball went over her head. Nalia McPherson with a nice steal, and here comes Kennedy Stormer, the lone senior on senior night for the Mystics, as she unloads from 3 and off the back of the iron. And that was kind of the story last night for these Mystics early on, was the three-point struggles. But as we know, they're certainly not going to stop them, and the Vikings getting into the basket early and often tonight. As Schwinghammer gets to the bucket for her own. Tiana Schwinghammer, a 6-foot junior from Bruton, Minnesota. Ashley Martindam again from 3. And if you shoot them enough, they're gonna go in eventually.
Absolutely.
Martindam, the pride of Willow City, North Dakota, hits.
Yeah, this Mystics team will fire up a 3 whenever it's open, even if it's not, and give them enough shots, goes down.
The Vikings are on fire from the field. I believe 5 of 9 already. They have shot up some threes. They are 0 of 4 from 3, but they're already 55% from the field as Natalie Dakota lets one fly for another Mystics three-pointer.
Big time shot.
Mystics need to find a way to shut down the post play here, as the Vikings are kind of having a heyday themselves. With a nice little pull-up jumper. A little too far away. And Madison Spacer off the mark again. Aaliyah's not going to waste any time, and Aaliyah McPherson off the mark. I thought that was going in. I got excited. Look good from here.
Oh, it does. That shot almost touches the ceiling every time. It's always very exciting.
Another three-pointer. This time from Schwinghammer. We got a competitive, tight game from the beginning. Kennedy gets to the basket, it's a foul, lands a little awkwardly. Good thing that didn't result in anything else. The Stormer will go to the line for some free throws when we come back from timeout.
Kennedy Stormer at the line for the Mystics, who are 7-17 on the year, 7-12 in the Frontier. Stormer recently won a NAIA Offensive Player of the Week a few weeks ago. During a course of that week where we had 3 games here in the Armory, and she averaged nearly 30 points a game. To secure that honor, the first of any Mystics since joining the NAIA.
Mystics definitely making some defensive adjustments down low, back to their attack mode. And the adjustment the Vikings make, Richter just pulls it out a couple feet and hits for herself. Again, Kennedy Stormer with those free throws, 21.6 points a game. She still leads the Frontier Conference. Finally gets herself some points here. Downhauer thinks about a three, loses her dribble, kicks it back out to Dakota for a three, and Natalie Dakota! The three-point show continues.
You can see why Coach Harris put her in the starting lineup this weekend. She's got 9, 3 of 4 from behind the arc.
First team these teams met in Valley City. The Mystics did win a tight one, 59-55. Must have either been some shaky shooting or some really good defense, one of the two.
Yeah, that game was defined by turnovers, just an obscene amount of turnovers and very low shooting efficiency. The Mystics committed 16 turnovers in that game, Valley City 20, so the difference actually largely came at the free throw line. The Mystics shot 82% in that game. Valley City only shot 53%.
Again, we talk about how big this game is tonight. Their first matchup, a 4-point game. BSC sitting at number 8, Valley City at number 9 in the conference right now. BSC with a 1-game lead ahead of the Vikings. So a massive game tonight as they head into the final weekend of regular season next weekend. Mystics needing a big win on Senior Day as they send Kennedy Stormer off. And again, the Vikings kind of pulling out from the lane as the Mystics have adjusted to underneath the basket. But as Leeson gets another one for herself, and their field goal percentage continues to soar. Ashley Martyrdam gets down low, pulls back out. Downhauer is not going to flinch on that one. Off the rim. Harper Harris with a really nice rebound, but positioning didn't do her any favors. Ball will go back to the Vikings.
Harper Harris, of course, having a very hot shooting night from the floor. It seemed like everything was going in as she got three-point look after three-point look. But that's what we saw a lot from her, too, is scrambling after all those loose balls, trying to keep the play alive.
Harper Harris with 20 points last night. She had 11 before anybody else even got to double digits, as Leeson. Again, she's going to have double-digit points here before the second quarter. The Mystics do not have an answer for her. She pulls the trigger on another one. Off the mark. Excuse me, Abby Asleason already with 10 points, 3 rebounds. Mystics need to find something for her as Kennedy again can't finish at the bucket. Great effort, but just nothing there in the end. Looks like some sort of offensive foul called. We'll give the ball right back to the Mystics.
I think she stepped in the baseline, which we've seen a few other times in this game already.
Vikings coming out again in a full court press. Mystics a little confused there. Get the ball across, and Natalie Dakota did not want to facilitate. As Ashley Martyrdam once again from 3.
This is vintage Mystics offense. They've shot 12 threes already, 9 minutes in, and they're 6 of 12.
That one absolutely launched. Broughton was standing about a foot in front of the Mystics bench when she let that one go. Another one from Ashley Martindam. She thought about it. Thought about getting closer and cannot hit. Really nice fake and go to the basket. Another find here. Little contact down low, doesn't get the whistle. As another three-point threat. Which one of these Mystics aren't the three-point threat? Aaliyah McPherson checks back in along with Anna Lawrence.
Lawrence also checks in for the Mystics.
Martindam will take a seat along with Natalie Dakota and Piper Harris. Line change. Watching these guys is kind of like a hockey game sometimes.
Yeah, looks like the strategy is to keep them fresh. We've seen both teams want to play with a lot of pace, and looks like they continue to run the floor. Piper Harris, of course, very good at keeping the tempo up.
Kennedy from 3 and off the front of the iron. Piper Harris with a hustle rebound. Nice flash from Kennedy, but across the court pass to Harper. And Harper Harris off the mark. Mystics 5 of 12 here from 3 early on. They do like to shoot it from 3. Piper with a nice pump fake, and Piper Harris finds her own path to the basket and jumps right back on defense. The motor in that girl. BSC has about 2 seconds to work with here. Kennedy's not really gonna get a look, and we'll go to the end of the first quarter. High energy, tempo, and competitive game here as the Vikings out in front by 1.
Harris almost took out our cameraman, but he got away unscathed. Mystics looking to operate as we begin the second quarter. Isaiah Johnson and Kyler Olson on the mic in this final weekend in the Armory.
Aaliyah McPherson with her famous rainbow three-pointer, nothing but net. And Aaliyah hits from 3. I thought she had a few threes already tonight, but she's 1 of 3 there. Gets herself in the points column. And kind of a ticky-tack press foul there. Coach Jason Harris not thrilled with something. He's yelling at Piper Harris to come get the ball. The Vikings have come out in full court press every time here, and BSC keeps forgetting about it. Kind of tough to inbound the ball with 1 girl down there. Vikings definitely have the scouting report on the three-point shooting. Mystics had a lot more wiggle room last night against Mayville State. These Vikings not giving them any space. They continue to swing it around with very little action down low. All 5 Mystics are across the top of the key. Lawrence lets one fly, and Harper Harris, another hustle rebound. Shot clock back to 20. Again, other than a run along the baseline, all Mystics trying to find something at the three-point line. Kennedy from 3, and Kennedy! Big three-pointer for Stormer! Telling you, 40, Isaiah, 40.
Well, she's got 7, so she's got a ways to go, but man, that was a pure shot.
That was
Mystics
quick.
have some momentum.
She had very little space and time to get that off, and she somehow managed to.
Checking in for the Vikings, number 22.
So as Olivia Backus goes to the line for some free throws, again, massive game tonight, but BSC sitting at that 8 spot, the last team in the conference tournament bracket as of right now. Valley City right behind them at 6 and 13. BSC will go to number 9, Bellevue, next weekend. Another obviously massive game. Bellevue sitting at 10 at 5 and 14. Valley City hosting Carroll and Rocky next weekend, 3 and 4 in the conference. So Valley City kind of getting the short straw as BSC's already played all these powerhouse Frontier Conference teams, but just goes back to win your basketball games and take care of your own business and don't worry about the rest of the people behind you. So take care of business tonight, do your thing. Knock Valley City out before you even have a storyline.
And the women do have a lot of the tiebreakers against basically every team around them that they're fighting against. Montana Western, Valley City State, Bellevue, Dickinson State, Mayville State, all these teams in the lower half, the Mystics have beat. So if they can get that second win against Valley, against whoever else they have left on their schedule, Carroll, then they are going to put themselves in a really good position to make the tournament.
Mystics obviously with Valley City tonight at number 9 Bellevue next weekend, along with number 1 Dakota State. So finish with a tough one. We'll see what Dakota State's mindset is if they have that number 1 seed locked up. I'm sure Dakota State will have some senior night that night, being the last regular season game at home. So Aaliyah McPherson unloads another 3. Off the back of the iron once again. Mystics holding on to a 1-point lead here in a high-tempo, high-energy rivalry game within the state of North Dakota.
Abby S. Leeson has been the motor for the Valley City State Vikings. 12 points already, 6 of 11 from the field.
Another 3-pointer off the mark. Dakota and Martindam will check back in. Some scoring sources early on here in this game. Lawrence and McPherson will take a seat. Again, Valley City kind of with a casual full court press here. Not too much pressure as Martindam will operate the offense here. Again, really no action going down low or in the lane for the Mystics. Kind of a swing around and create something at the top. As Kennedy trying to find something. Ashley Martindam from her corner spot, and there's the spot she loves to see. Another 3 from Martindam. 3 of 4 from long range tonight.
This has been a completely different game than their first matchup so far. The score is 59-55 in that game. It's 32-28. We might reach there by halftime.
24, Ellie Powell.
Again, the Vikings have been, again, able to get down for some close range shots, but the Mystics making life difficult down on the block. Tough one there. Kennedy fighting for it, not going to get what she wants. 15 on the shot clock. As they look to clear out, maybe for some ISO here. Schwinghammer trying to get to the basket, and she somehow
2 for Schwinghammer.
finds what she's looking for. Schwinghammer, the bucket for herself. Kennedy wasting no time. A nice kick out 3-point look from Natalie. It cannot hit.
Ooh, in and out. Looks good from here, but not quite.
An interesting pass. Didn't really have an option on how to get the ball down there to Spacer. And a turnover nonetheless. Harper Harris lets one fly from 3. And another one off the mark. Mystics 8 of 20 here early on from 3. With 5:41 to go in the second quarter, we've already shot 23 pointers.
25, Cassidy Shoot. And also number 11.
Leah McPherson checks right back in.
In for the Mystics is McPherson.
I was gonna say, doesn't that mean somebody has to come off the court? Harper Harris will take a seat. The Mystics will try to shut something down here defensively. And a charge called. The number of charges and calls we've seen in men's and women's basketball the last 2 weeks has definitely increased. A lot of elbows being thrown around. Here we go offensively again. You see with a little flash of the free throw line, Natalie Dakota with a short jumper and another in and out shot from Natalie Dakota. Can't seem to find the net on a couple of these. Nice move, and they're gonna somehow get a whistle. A little bit late, but Ellie Broughton will go to the line for some free throws.
Falls on the Mystics, number 1, Piper Harris.
Ellie Broughton, their leading scorer with 12.8 points per game. She's also their top 3-point shooter, 33.7%. Again, this BSC team, obviously a big game tonight, but also go to number 9 Bellevue, who is at 5-14 right now in the conference. So, finish strong, Mystic women. Get a big one tonight. Sit comfortably for a week. Kennedy again from 3, and another 3-pointer from Kennedy Stormer.
Big time shot from Kennedy Stormer, finally finding the range after struggling last night. She's already got 10 as we go under the 5-minute mark.
Some slippery floor, almost caused a travel. Kick back out to her. And Cassidy shoot off the mark from 3. Kennedy, her famous hesitation move, will pull it back out. Kind of her throw across the court. Natalie Dakota thought about her jumper about 3 times, gets it back out to Martindam. And a nice little pull up again, and Natalie Dakota finally finds the net on one. She's had some really good looks these past couple minutes, but finally finishes.
That's her game, that mid-range. And the first shot looked good, rattled in and out. That time, it's back to what she does best.
No, scramble for the basketball. Kennedy Stormer comes up with it. A little assist from Aaliyah McPherson. Another nice kick out from Piper. Piper's not going to waste any time. And a 3-pointer from Piper Harris.
A timeout from Vanessa Johnson of the Vikings. The Mystics have an 8-point lead. We're under 4. We'll be right back. Mystics on an 11-4 run in the last few minutes of play, led by Kennedy Stormer and Natalie Dakota. The Mystics have 3 players in double digits already: Dakota, Martindam, and Stormer.
Vikings trying to look for something here. Mystics not giving him a whole lot of room to work with. Nice double team, but avoiding the foul. Something they've been known to be with their aggressive defense.
Fouls on the Mystics, number 15, McPherson.
McPherson will pick up a foul. And Olivia Backus will go to the line for some free throws. As Isaiah just mentioned, 3 girls already in double figures. Last night it was kind of the Harper Harris show for a while. She was the only one in double figures for about 15 minutes until 4 more of them joined the party. But Dakota already with 12, Martindam lightened up from 3 with 11, and Kennedy with 10 already here. So a little bit of change from last night, as we've already mentioned how low scoring their first meeting was. And we're already getting it going offensively here tonight as Kennedy trying to get it to Martindam and is unable to. Ball back to the Vikings.
Just a bit of a broken play. She could have gotten that ball. Probably thought there was someone on the other side ready for that pass, but just a silly mental mistake.
Again, the Mystics definitely have adjusted to guarding down low. The Vikings have no options down low. Nobody's even posting up, but nonetheless, Broughton hits from 3. She has 2 of those. Broughton with 8 points here. Again, their leading scorer for this Valley City team. Aaliyah with a nice shot fake. Again, the Vikings giving no options from the 3-point line. As Martindam had a good look, but it rolls off the rim. And here comes Broughton to operate. As Leeson had a great first quarter. She's kind of gone quiet the past couple minutes. But part of that is due to the Mystics' defense down low. Shot off the mark, and Kennedy Stormer another rebound. She thought about a pass out to Aaliyah. They get it out to Ashley Martindam for another 3-pointer. Falls short. Ashley gets her own rebound. Basically looked like a warm-up free throw.
Yeah, if you miss short, go right after your shot. The waves were open. She had a wide open lane, and I think Kaylee Dowenhauer gave her a nice block down low to keep her free and clear.
Tough one there for Aaliyah McPherson. Had pretty good positioning, just wasn't quick enough to keep up with Schwinghammer. Kind of upset with herself at the moment. Just got enough shove to create a foul. And Schwinghammer to the line for some free throws. She has 8. Looks like Piper Harris, along with sister Harper, will check back into this one. There's a fight for a rebound here.
Piper Harris and Harper Harris check in for the Mystics.
Harris sisters will jump on in.
Vikings, number 25, shoot.
Ashley Martindam will get this ball in. Again, kind of a casual full court press here. Mystics have seen a few of those higher intensity ones from some Frontier Conference teams. So this one doesn't take them too much effort to get past. And the Mystics offensive movement has changed a little as Kennedy lets another one go from 3. And another one off the front of the rim. And a travel called.
That was all caused by Harper Harris and Martyrdam absolutely going after that rebound, making her uncomfortable.
Coach Jason Harris's out-of-bounds playbook has to be just massive from the ones we've seen these past 2 days. Dakota again from 3. Harper trying to get the rebound, and it bounces over her head, but Piper comes up with the rebound. A swing around to Kennedy, and Kennedy from 3. She's not going to miss that one. Kennedy with her 3rd three-pointer, and she's feeling it here on senior night.
Oh, absolutely. What a way to go out of the Armory. And there draws the offensive foul.
I think the official was waiting for a reaction from the crowd on that one. Late, and I'm like, oh, they're not going to call that tonight.
Waiting for Coach Harris to let him know.
Didn't have to wait for very long.
Oh, yeah, he never gives up on the officials throughout the game.
Helped that he was 8 feet away from the official when it took place. Nice spin move from Natalie Dakota.
Ooh, nice
Unable
footwork.
to finish. Here come the Vikings again. Piper Harris not giving Broughton any room to breathe as we dip about the 45-second mark before halftime here. Again, Piper Harris making life miserable. A nice little kick-out three-pointer. And again, off the mark. Somehow Broughton comes up with the rebound with 5 Mystics in the area. And Piper Harris just following her everywhere. But Broughton just as quick as Piper, and she'll go to the line for a few more free throws.
Per second.
Again, I would never want to be guarded by Piper Harris in any basketball game, but I think Broughton's loving it.
Yeah, Piper Harris always ready on those cross-the-body dribbles. Whenever that ball goes down, her hand's right in your grill. That time, Broughton, also a very quick player, able to get around her and get to the line. Very good from the line, too. She shoots at 73%.
Again, this Valley City State women's team 9-14 overall, 6-13 in the conference, 9th in the Frontier Conference, but the team they're right behind is sitting right in front of them with a lead. So Mystics wanting to finish this last 30 seconds. There's about a second difference between game and shot clock. Mystics needing to finish this strong, give the Vikings no opportunities for a momentum swing here, up 5 going into halftime. Looks like Kennedy's going to use as much clock as she can. Get a good shot, don't have to launch anything up contested here. Martyrdam's trying to screen for her. Kennedy wants none of it. Kennedy with a nice swing pass. Harper Harris from 3 and off the mark. So there's kind of the officials are going to talk about the clock here because there was about a second difference. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference in what the Vikings can do with it. The Vikings will have 0.7. We all know how half-court shots work in the Armory. Usually the rafters have something to say about it. I would not even touch this. Oh! Basketball gods heard me.
It was a little late. A little more than 0.7 seconds, but what a shot
that was
from Broughton. The Vikings in a must-win game at the Armory if they hope to make the Frontier Conference tournament. Mystics playing for a little security in that 8th spot. We'll be back. We have a shootout in the Armory. The Mystics already draining 11 threes. They're 11 of 26, and Valley City penetrating into the paint, getting 9 of 10 on the free throws, and really looking for those points in the paint. They started out with a lot of points in the paint early. Since then, they've been able to knock out a few threes from behind the arc.
Yeah, they did. Mystics with a slow three-point start, but they've caught fire a little bit here at a good time, shooting 42% from 3. The last 2 games, especially last night, I think they were only 24% to start, so it's good for that number to practically double. They do have 3 girls already in double figures, Martyrdam, Stormer, and Dakota. But McPherson, 1 of 5 from the field and 1 of 4 from 3, and Harper Harris kind of a struggling night. I think she used up all of her points last night when she had 20, but Harper does have 4 big rebounds. As her and Kennedy and Piper are just players you can't keep track of defensively ever. Valley City came out guns a-blazing in the paint. They're leading the points in the paint 12-6, but I feel like a lot of those were in the first 5 minutes of this game before BSC made some adjustments and kind of forced them to take longer range shots, which the Vikings have adjusted to as well. So just like last night, it seems like every time BSC has a big 3 or a big shot, the Vikings have had an answer, but that's what you get in rivalry games. So we will see what kind of excitement and competitive up-tempo play we get these last 2 quarters.
And of course, Kennedy Stormer needing to get 37 to get to that 1,000-point mark. So she's got 963 points so far in her career at Northern State, Minot State, now Bismarck State, where she's had her breakout year, essentially. She's a senior from Mandan, daughter of Coach Harris, playing alongside 2 of her sisters in her senior year, and they've had a lot of success at home. They're 5-5 at home and have had much more struggles away. Of course, this is the last game they will play in the Armory. If the Mystics can get this done, they will end with a winning home record in this historic building.
Now Kennedy needing 37 tonight to hit that 1,000-point mark. I already made my bold prediction. We'll see if she can get there. Currently with 13, but in a tight, close game like this, some free throws down the stretch could add up. She's already 3 of 5 from 3, 3 of 7 from the field. She's got her famous drive to the basket, just has to finish some. We said last night how many around the rim misses has she had at the basket all season. She'd probably have 1,500 points by now. As we get started here in the third quarter, Mystics open the third quarter with a 5-point lead. Already not giving the Vikings any breathing room in the lane. Vikings trying everything, and finally a travels call. We've seen a few feet planted and dragged, and not a single travel call has been found, but there, one finds it. Gonna check some spots on the court in here. Yes, Natalie Dakota will bring it up.
It's been a bit slick. We've seen a lot of slippage going on, so for whatever reason.
Natalie Dakota wasting no time, but guess who? Piper Harris gets her 4th rebound. Again, Piper Harris only with 5 points here in this one so far, but her hustle rebounds have contributed to a lot of second chance points. Aaliyah McPherson in an awkward position, and guess who again? Can't even describe the effort. Has to throw one up as the shot clock expires. The 3-pointer misses the mark. A really nice pass up front. And Schwinghammer gets herself in double-digit points early on here in the third quarter. The Vikings do have Ellie Broughton and J.C. Richter as a long 2. Hits again for the Mystics. Ellie Broughton and J.C. Richter both averaging 12.8 and 12.9, but as Leeson and Schwinghammer have about 9.3, 9.4. So about 4 Vikings essentially in double digits. As much production as they showed in the first half, I was kind of surprised only 2 of them average in double digits, but if you look closely at the stat sheet, it explains a lot. Stats usually do that for you.
You bet, partner. That's my game.
Dakota unloads another 3. Kennedy fighting for everything, doesn't get the bounce. And here comes Broughton and the Vikings. The Ellie Broughton Piper Harris battle has been a fun one here as we get the third quarter going. A kick out to a wide open 3-pointer. And Spacer off the mark, but another offensive rebound. And J.C. Richter can't find a bucket. And the Mystics will get the ball back.
For the Vikings, number 24, Ellie Powell.
Powell checked back in. As Leeson had a hot start to this one. Scoring-wise, she'll take a seat. Haven't heard her name too much since the first quarter. Several of her teammates have definitely been support staff tonight as Kennedy drives again. Tries to get it out to Piper Harris. Some hands in the passing lane cause a turnover. Ellie looking for something to, like I said, the Ellie Broughton Piper Harris showdown has been a fun one so far. Both girls with high energy motors. Yeah, and the Mystics making things difficult. Shot clock to 4, 3, have to throw up a 3, and Broughton off front of the rim. Shot clock off. And I'm not sure what the call is going to be here as the shot clock went off, even though the ball did go off the rim, and a jump ball called will give the ball back to BSC. Kind of a skirmish, and if you stood around like, didn't the shot clock go off? The ball did go off the rim.
They're letting them play out here. We've seen a lot of physical drives to the bucket, some double teams. They're letting them play.
Martin with another nice drive. Vikings all over it. Piper Harris from 3, off the mark. And another rebound for Schwinghammer. Had a strong start to this third quarter. I could watch Ellie Broughton and Piper Harris go at it all game long. There's JC Richter. It's another basket. Closing in on double digits. She has 8, along with her 5 rebounds. And this lead back to 1. Again, we've already mentioned the first time these teams met, BSC pulled off a 59-55 massive win at Valley City. Mystics looking for another huge win as Kennedy from 3. Can't hit. Another scramble for a rebound. And the Vikings high-flying transition offense turns into a Broughton three-pointer. Broughton with 13. That is her 3rd three-pointer. And Kennedy's wasting no time. Sees an open lane, but another tough finish at the basket. Kennedy can't find the point she's looking for. Wide open 3 as BSC kind of got a little too far back. And Spacer way off the mark from 3, and BSC will get the ball right back.
That would have been a big 3. This Valley City bench would have exploded after that momentum. Spacer not typically a 3-point threat. She's only 18% on the year.
That's a, if you give me this much space, I'll shoot it from anywhere shot.
Right.
Didn't go as planned. Kennedy gets the contact she was looking for, some nice spin moves. And Kennedy, Stormer will shoot some free throws. Kennedy with 13 here for 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Looking to tie this one up with just about 5 to go in the third quarter.
So far, not that many free throws for the Mystics. 4, all of them put up by Kennedy Stormer, all of them made. She's inching ever closer to that 1,000-point mark. We're pretty sure she'll get there this season as there's 2 games after, but
she's getting there tonight, Isaiah.
It would be awfully special.
What a way to close out the armory than a 40-piece from Kennedy Stormer. ESPN might even show up on that one.
I mean, they would have to.
Our tech and video crew would get the credit they deserve. Scott Van Pelt Show. Vikings find a way. BSC kind of got relaxed in the lane, and Schwinghammer takes full advantage for another basket. Again, Vikings lead back up to 2. Kennedy with some nice drive and kick out. Dakota from 3, and Dakota! Her 4th three-pointer of the game. She has 16. And there again is why Isaiah mentioned she's back in the starting lineup for this Mystics team.
Yeah, she's been hot this weekend.
Just so much confidence. Her shot, enough space, enough time. Fight for a ball, and Schwinghammer again. With a great effort. Richter, sorry. Richter with another basket. Kennedy from long range. Looked good from our angle, but off the mark. Another beautiful pass, but just too much momentum. And Kennedy comes up with a rebound. And a beautiful throw down to Natalie Dakota.
Oh.
That's got to be worth 6. They might have to kick an extra point after that.
Is Kennedy Stormer a baseball player too?
Holy smokes. Hit the cutoff girl right there. Beautiful assist to Natalie Dakota all the way across the court. And again, this Vikings team, despite some traffic down low, Powell finds another basket. Maybe a little bit of a size advantage for a couple of these Vikings against the Mystics down low. So as much traffic as the Mystics defense has had down low, as Martindam again from her favorite spot on the court, Ashley Martindam. Her 4th three-pointer here tonight.
And the Mystics have regained the momentum. Big time three-pointers for the Mystics, knocking it down.
Some in-your-face defense from Stormer. A little too much for Backus to handle. It looks like we'll go to a timeout. Mystics regain the lead here with about 3:09 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Kennedy Stormer leading these Mystics to currently a 2-point lead, getting that steal out of bounds. And the Mystics will operate up 2 as we hit the 3-minute mark, 20 on the shot clock.
They looking for something. Loses their dribble. A nice dish down to Dakota. And she'll find a foul. Just enough flash to the basket.
Number 15, Richter.
Dakota with 18 right now. Find herself in the 20s here shortly. She is 4 of 9 from 3-point range. A lot of confidence from beyond the arc for her tonight. She hits first. And another free throw bounces its way through, and Natalie Dakota puts herself in the 20-point club already here in the 3rd quarter. See what BSC has planned defensively as this Vikings team continues to get closer to the basket for some points. Richter fighting off Mystics left and right, kicks it out for an almost banked in 3-pointer, and somehow again Richter comes up with the rebound. And JC Richter fighting for every point she can get. Dakota had a really good idea, but Richter again sitting there waiting for it. And another 3-pointer way off the mark. And a defensive rebound, and here comes Natalie Dakota. Piper Harris will reset, pull out and set up an offense. 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Mystics holding on to a 2-point lead in a back and forth tight basketball game between number 8 and number 9 Frontier Conference. Both teams fighting for, and BSC trying to hold on to that 8 spot in the bracket. Piper has to throw up a 3, and Broughton sitting there waiting for it. As Leeson, who started this game off red hot, checks back into the game. And a big defensive stand for the Vikings, and look at the ball back offensively here. And as Leeson and Richter down low could be a massive threat. And some tough shots. BSC puts up a big fence under the basket, and here comes Kennedy Stormer. Kennedy, almost a 3-point play opportunity, but she'll go back to the free throw line.
Still the only Mystic to get to the line so far. This game has been more reminiscent to a lot of the early season Mystics, who really had not much offense outside the 3-ball. The Mystics have 13 threes. So 39 of their 60 points have come from behind the arc. Only 4 3-pointers for Valley City, who's 4 of 17 from behind the arc.
McPherson checks back in for the Mystics.
Liam McPherson back into the game. Ashley Martindam takes a seat. McPherson again, kind of a struggle shooting tonight. Only has 3, but she is 1 of 6 from the field and 1 of 4 from 3. So that'll explain her lone 3 points here. She's usually on fire from long range. As Leeson gets to the basket, and she's going to go to the free throw line for a 3-point play opportunity.
Basket's good.
The Vikings are fired up about that one.
She's finally getting involved in this game again after getting a dozen in the first half. She's got 6 rebounds, 14 points, trying to get number 15 on this free throw.
Off the back of the iron, but BSC can't come up with the rebound. That's some nice box out. But Aubrey Prunty comes up with it. few steps there and might involve a three-pointer as Leeson. And these offensive rebounds are killing the Mystics defensively. J.C. Richter. That's another one. Mystics fans not happy about that foul. I'm not even sure what the call is at the moment. There's a lot going on rebound action here. Kennedy Stormer picks up her second foul. And Kennedy, kind of a mess here in the Armory.
Oh, man.
It's a tough foul from Kennedy.
And looks like there's some movement.
And there was a bit of a tangle up on an inbounds pass between a Viking and Kennedy Stormer.
Still don't have a view on which Viking is down. Both coaches taking the opportunity to talk some strategy as we go into the last 10 minutes, 42 seconds in this game. Huge playoff implications, of course, as both of these teams looking to make it to the Frontier Conference tournament. The top 8 teams will make it. And
it's like number 4, Olivia Backus gets enough strength to stand up. Good to see her moving around with a little bit of assistance. Not completely sure yet what they were examining, but she definitely got tangled up and went down along with Kennedy Stormer on that play. And we'll get back into play as Backus gets checked out by our athletic trainers. Shout out to Sanford Orthopedics, taking care of our players tonight. And the Mystics will get the ball here with just over 42 seconds ago with a 2-point lead as we near the fourth quarter. Piper Harris will operate the offense, but a 10-ish second difference between shot clock and game clock as we near 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. A flash from Harper Harris, but the size of the Vikings having none of it. Kennedy somehow gets to the basket at the finish and will go to the line for a free throw.
big time shot from Kennedy Stormer. She's got 19, shooting for 20, halfway there. And that is free throw number 9 for Stormer.
A 19-point fourth quarter from Kennedy Stormer is on my bingo card, partner. I need one more chip. 18 seconds ago here, Mystics needing a stop. And a off the mark, and Piper Harris can add to the points total here. 10 seconds ago, Liam McPherson wanted the ball. Kennedy's gonna operate here, and she's gonna let a big three-pointer go. Off the mark, 1 second. Broughton lets go of a three-pointer, but off the mark, and we will go to the fourth quarter in a massive Frontier Conference game. Mystics with a 5-point lead. Before we get back into the action, if we can get some camera work, let's get a shout out to the Mandan traveling basketball girls over here next to our desk as we get back into the action here. So shout out to all the ladies showing off their dance moves over here. Shout out to some Mandan youth basketball girls. Got way better dance moves than I do. They're showing off some Soulja Boy at the break. As Kennedy Stormer, here comes the Kennedy Stormer show as we enter the fourth quarter. Again, Mystics. Looks like the Vikings kind of a casual full court press. J.C. Richter wasting no time, gets a really good look. Can't finish it. And here comes Kennedy Stormer once again. Very good at getting the baskets, just the finish he's gonna continue working on. Vikings giving the Mystics no room to wiggle here. And Kennedy will reset, shot clock to 10. And a 7-point lead for the Mystics. We're 8 versus number 9 in the conference. Piper for a big three-pointer. He cannot hit. The Vikings can't come up with the rebound, and Natalie Dakota takes advantage of it.
Dakota and Stormer going blow for blow. Each have 22. Really lifting this offense when not many other players are having big production.
Dakota on the other end with another big rebound. I don't know how she came up with that other one. And Kennedy Stormer gets to the basket, and she'll go shoot some more free throws.
Got some frustration from Schwinghammer on the defense. There's Stormer just blew by Valley City, catching them sleeping. Getting that right arm of Schwinghammer coming down over the shot.
And Kennedy Stormer, great getting to the basket. Sometimes she'll get a shove or a hip, and sometimes she gets the whistle, sometimes she doesn't. So she's great at getting to the free throw line, that's for sure. It's the first, off on the second. And as Leeson is able to come up with the rebound that time, she kind of had a tip drill with their teammate on the last one. And as Leeson's effort again, I don't think Coach Harris is going to be thrilled about that, as the Mystics should have easily come up with that. And as Leeson turns it into points. Mystics again, 8-point lead here, 8 minutes to go. Kennedy with another drive to the basket, but not enough space for a three-pointer. Kennedy for three. Cannot hit. Harper Harris, another big rebound. Shot clock to 20. Aaliyah from long range. And Natalie Dakota with the rebound. Saw this a few times last night, the offensive rebound party. Kennedy trying to look for something. I think she was looking for a foul there, got nothing. She was kind of falling away and just threw it up, hoping for contact, and didn't get what she was looking for. Ashley Martindam will check back in. Harper Harris will take a seat. Martindam already has 16 points in this one. Could use a couple big ones here, down to our last 7.5 to go. JC Richter not wasting any time offensively lately. Wow, and they're gonna count that.
Oh.
Continuation. Interesting call. I do agree with the foul. I'm not sure about the continuation part.
Fouls on 23, Kennedy Stormer.
But
For third.
Liz Lucken will go to the line for a free throw. Coach Jason Harris reminding Kennedy Stormer to be smart here. She does have 2 fouls, but offensively, she likes to create and try to do everything sometimes. You have 2 Mystics in the 20 points range, along with Martindam with 16. And Martindam's, I speak too soon. Ashley Martindam with 18 points. We could have 3 Mystics in the 20-point mark here shortly.
Those 3 have been the main producers for this offense, unlike last night where so many different girls got involved. This time it's those 3 getting it done.
Abby Asleason, who usually averages 9.6 a game, has 16 right now. Continues to be a tough one for the Mystics to take care of. Another kick-out three-pointer, just short for Schwinghammer. Schwinghammer making life challenging for Martindam, but she gets it to Stormer. And Stormer will operate. And 6:20 to go. 5-point Mystics lead. He's number 8 BSC trying to hold on to that spot in the standings. Dakota thought about it a couple times, but kicks it back out, and they'll swing it. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Kennedy's got to throw it up. And can't hit. Probably not the shot you're looking for the Mystics right now. And they'll need another defensive stop. And the Vikings with a little bit of a shove, but Asleason continues to be an Achilles heel. And Asleason with 20 points, along with their 10 rebounds. She's doing it all for this team tonight. Stormer with another big bucket, and Jason Harris is fired up. He wants a timeout.
Yeah, he's telling Ashley Martindam on that play, box out, because Asleason is really getting it done at the rim. She's got 20. We've got a 5-point game, 5.5 left. Be sure to come back to the Armory, the final women's basketball game right after this. Mystics up 5 in their final game in the Armory. Can they close it out? We shall see.
Asleason and Richter have been massive for this Vikings offense. As Richter again wastes no time trying to get to the basket. She is swarmed by 2 Mystics and somehow finds a basket. I don't even know how you defend that anymore without fouling aggressively. Unbelievable.
Yeah, Richter, a very smart player, plays libero for the volleyball team.
Kennedy Stormer getting back to the basket, and she'll shoot another free throw. In a close game. Kennedy's not leaving this building without a big win.
Her 990th career point with that bucket.
Kennedy to the line to try to finish off the 3-point play here. Just about 5 to go. 6-point lead for the Mystics, and Kennedy Stormer, I'm sure she's more worried about the win than her points career total at the moment, but something Mystics fans might be having their eye on here as we hit the last 5 minutes of this one. Asleason, another one. Couldn't find the bucket, but she's gonna go shoot some free throws. She's only shot 1 free throw tonight, but does have 20 points, 11 rebounds.
Asleason shooting around 69%, and we'll take this media timeout as an opportunity to give the Frontier Conference a shout out. The Frontier Conference would like to thank the following corporate partners for their continued financial support: BSN Sports and Nike, Cooper Tire and Tire-Rama, the D.A. Davidson Companies, Eric Hotels, First Interstate Bank, Billings Clinic and Logan Health, McDonald's of Great Falls, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi and the Harrington's Bottling Company, Snap Mobile, Winwan Technologies, and the Montana Army National Guard. Uncommon is calling. Don't forget to download the Frontier Conference app in partnership with Snap Mobile. The app is free to download. Just search for FC Sports in the App Store on Apple or Google Play for Android. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of this contest.
Again, BSC sitting at 7-12 in the conference. This Vikings team at 6-13. So we've said it about 100 times tonight how big this game is tonight. BSC also goes to number 9 Bellevue next week, who's sitting there at number 10. So if they can take care of business here and grow a little bit of security and comfort, a big 4:53 left to go here in the Armory. Asleason off on the first one. She's now shot 2 free throws and been off on both, despite her 20 points performance so far. She'll shoot another, and again off the mark. BSC needing a rebound, and they get it from Dakota. It's kind of been another struggle here in the second half of this one. A nice pass ahead to Ashley Martindam, but she's gonna reset it. A beautiful pass down to Aaliyah, but a tough positioning. She can't find a bucket for herself. JC Richter shuts that down. Dakota trying to take down Asleason. Takes a few too many steps and dribbles. She has a few questions for the official. But a turnover gives the ball back to the Mystics. 6-point game, 4.5 to go. It's like Dakota is gonna facilitate momentarily. Kennedy comes up to grab it. And again, the Mystics, all 5 Mystics along the 3-point line. Not a whole lot of post action as Dakota lets one fly from 3. In and out, but Piper Harris, another big rebound. She's looking for somebody to kick it out to. Dakota takes a few steps in, and another tricky in and out shot from Dakota. Mystics come up empty. A beautiful stop from Kennedy, a nice pass down to Richter. And the effort and versatility of Kennedy Stormer shows up defensively. Jump ball gives the ball back to the Mystics.
Yeah, that pass just sailing a little bit too high for the Vikings, and Kennedy Stormer able to come in there, heads up play, steal a possession for the Mystics. Turnovers now 11-8, 11 for Valley City.
Mystics very good at double and triple teaming down low and backdoor help as Martindale
For 2.
gets herself into the 20 points figures. Great look for Ashley Martindale. A drive and kick out again for a wide open three-pointer. Aubrey Prunty
For Prunty.
hits a three. And with 3:33 to go here, every big basket BSC has had, Valley City seems to have an answer.
Yeah, and a timeout by Coach Vanessa Johnson. We've seen this a lot in these women's basketball games. The coaches getting a timeout after a big shot to preserve that momentum and just make sure they know where they want to go with the ball on their next possession. 2 timeouts left for the Vikings, 3 for the Mystics, as the Mystics have 5-point advantage and the ball 3:33 on the clock. Stay tuned for the men's game, the final basketball game in the Armory starting at 7. Bismarck State taking on the Vikings. The men's Vikings team is also near that bottom of the Frontier Conference tournament standings, but fighting for that spot to make the tournament. And anything can happen once you make that tournament.
Ashley Martindale looking for a basket. She's not going to get what she's looking for. Kicks it back out to McPherson. Again, Martindale with 20. Natalie Dakota with 22. A throw across. And as Leeson picks it off and back storms Broughton. Another open three-pointer for the Vikings, way off the mark from Luckin. And the Vikings come up empty, just under 3 to go. We'll see what Kennedy Stormer has planned. She has 28. She has a magic number she might be looking at right now as Dakota with what would have been a massive three-pointer off the mark. Looks confident.
Yeah, she's been shooting with a lot of confidence tonight. Just the last few shots have gone awry. She started out shooting around 50%. That's around 45 or so now. She does have 22 points and 8 rebounds.
Again, Kennedy Stormer with 28, Dakota with 22, Martindale with 20. 3 Mystics, 20 or more. Last night we had 5 Mystics in double figures with McPherson at 9. JC Richter is going to let a three-pointer fly. And there's a big Vikings three-pointer from JC Richter. Cuts this lead back to 2. As we approach about 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, Martindale with an answer! A big three-pointer for Ashley Martindale.
No hesitation whatsoever. Uncorks the 3-ball. She's got 23 off of 9 of 13 from the field. Ridiculously efficient night from Willow City's own Ashley Martindale.
Again, after this BSC Valley City game tonight, BSC travels to number 9 Bellevue next weekend, along with the trip to number 1 in the conference, Dakota State. So, keep your eye on a big game with the Bellevue Bruins coming up. Bellevue is at number 7 Montana Western tonight. Obviously hosts BSC and number 11 DSU next week. So as much as we're looking at this Valley City State team, this Bellevue Bruins team also kind of hanging in the shadows as well. Broughton's gonna pull up from 3 as she's kind of rushed behind, but can't hit, and Natalie Dakota with another massive rebound. 22 points, 9 rebounds for Natalie Dakota tonight. As we dip below 2 minutes to go, 5-point Mystics lead. As the men's team looks on in the corner, hoping for a big Mystics women's team win here. And Kennedy Stormer fights her way through and will go shoot some free throws.
Coach Harris loving it on the sideline. Not even taking a dribble, just immediately head fake, coming around and drawing a foul on Ellie Broughton.
Coach Harris, though, low-key uses as a timeout as they'll clear out the lane for Kennedy to shoot some free throws. Off the mark on the first one. She's now 11 of 13 from free throw.
He just says, make this one, make it.
Thanks, Dad. Appreciate the feedback. It's like when my dad used to yell at me to throw strikes when I'm pitching, as if that wasn't my goal. Just hit the second one. Kennedy with 29 points. But a minute 40 to go here. BSC needing a few piece together defensive stops along with a few more points. As Asleason and Richter have showed up in their nightmares lately. Asleason backing down, Kennedy comes to help, a nice little turnaround, and Richter hits once again. Or Asleason, sorry. She has 22, along with 11 rebounds. Now Asleason will pick up her second foul.
Falls on number 14,
Kind of
her second.
upset with herself. Only her second. Don't think that'll matter too much in this last minute 11. But it could equivalent to some free throws here in the next minute. As the Vikings full court press has definitely tightened up and now they back off. But Broughton definitely doesn't back off defensively. She'll be up in the face of Kennedy Stormer. We dip below a minute to go. Martyrdam trying to look for something. Loses the ball and a very smart timeout shouted from the Valley City bench. Vikings will retain possession here. 53.6 to go.
Oh man, that's a tough possession to lose. We're just under 1 minute. We'll be right back for the exciting conclusion of this game in the Armory. We'll be right back. Vikings barely get the ball in bounds. Stormer harassing.
Nice play from Ashley Martyrdam. But of course, Asleason feeling it. Comes up with the rebound and will shoot some more free throws.
Her third.
Big time free throws for Asleason, who has not gotten it going from the line. 0 of 3 in this game. She'll get her opportunity. Enormous free throws.
I just follow her the rest of the game. Hack-a-shack. Again, after Valley City is here tonight, they will host number 3, Carroll College, along with number 4, Rocky Mountain. So, big game for both teams again tonight, as we have mentioned numerous times, not just for BSC, because having number 3 and 4 come into your building, even though it's a home game, probably a little tough stretch to end it. So both looking for a huge win tonight, as Asleason hits a free throw there. Kennedy Stormer being fenced up. Broughton almost had a turnover there. About a 13-second difference between shot and game clock. Kennedy Stormer's gonna find a foul. That time on Cassidy Shoot. She's probably not used to getting Kennedy Stormer. Broughton's probably the one you want on her. Piper Harris, the energy bunny herself, checks back in as Kennedy goes to the line for a few more free throws.
Yeah, Shoot just trying to get aggressive, trying to get a steal for her team, but Kennedy just so quick off the dribble, absorbs the contact, and she is the player you want at the line if you're the Mystics.
30 points for Kennedy Stormer. Had my own predictions before the game. She's got 33 seconds to get there. 31. Telling you, she's either getting her 40 or it's going to be that close.
Yeah. Oh, so close. Of course, last night having that 15-point performance, less than her standards, which is surely saying something. But right back to above 30. She had that run of games above 30. The men's team waits for their turn, trying to notch their second win of the season.
Hate to make a... Oh.
Of course, their last game in the Armory as well. And the very final athletic competition will be tomorrow, women's wrestling against the Blue Hawks.
And Kennedy Stormer with 31, but 5 rebounds and 8 assists. So the girl is everywhere. Not just loading up the point sheet, but girl gets rebounds that you couldn't even imagine taking place because of her effort level. Mystics yelling to let it go. Vikings get it back in, but toss it right back to Martyrdam, and Coach Jason Harris takes a quick timeout. Coach Jason Harris, I think, looking for an intentional foul. Nonetheless, Harris asked for a 30-second timeout. 5-point lead 26 seconds left in this one.
Yeah, Martyrdom going to the line to shoot 2. The Mystics in a great position. Not exactly sure what that play was from Valley City State, but they almost had an over and back on the inbound, which led to that wild pass. So the Mystics will take it. That's a very key turnover, the 12th for Valley City State. And the Mystics are in good position here with under 30 left.
And honestly, the way of points for the Vikings lately has been Richter and Asleason down at the basket. I'm not saying you don't play defense, but you can have all the layups you want as long as it ends up in free throws on the other side with 26 seconds. Still need to play defense, but don't allow any three-point plays. Even though Asleason has certainly struggled, 1 of 5 from the free throw line.
I guess we're not shooting free throws. I'm not exactly sure why.
Valley City head coach Vanessa Johnson wanting a travel. We've seen a lot of toe stutters and foot stutters tonight. I think we've only seen 2 travels total. Piper Harris comes back in. Downhauer takes a seat. Stormer will shoot a few more free throws. 14 of 16 thus far. Could hear a pin drop in the armory as Kennedy hits the first one. 32 points. Jeez. Inching closer. Off the mark on the second one. Goodness gracious. 20 seconds ago, 6-point game. Mystics need to be smart defensively here. No ticky-tack fouls that make life miserable. Vikings wasting a lot of time, thrown into traffic. Kennedy comes up with it, and she's gonna dribble out the clock, and the Mystics are gonna get a huge conference win to finish off the home schedule. Way to finish. BSC Mystic women on a huge win against Valley City State.
The Mystics say goodbye to the Armory and hello to the Babinick Center next year, honoring this historic building with a doubleheader victory, winning both games this weekend. Kennedy Stormer finishing with 32 points on the night, and the Mystics get the W. What a performance from this basketball team.
This Armory has served the BSC campus faithfully for the past 64 years.